This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. So we're looking at large swings in temperatures with Arctic air and a cold dome of higher pressure that'll be affecting mostly quiet weather. This starts really later tonight, Wednesday night. It will last into Thursday as well as Friday, and it looks like a portion of Saturday. Warm intrusion of temperatures will make it into the region on Saturday and especially on Sunday, and eventually this will also pull in some moisture, and this makes for some mixed precipitation types that'll be working in, though limited in amounts of precipitation. But overall weather pattern not as busy as last week with quiet stretches, certainly the lead up to that before conditions begin to become a little bit more active over this coming weekend, but some nice weather off. Taking a look at snow cover right now, you can see that across the United States, a pretty wide area is not seeing that much snow on the ground, and that would include parts of the west. And this being valid this Wednesday morning. Most of the snow is to the north of the St. Lawrence River Valley back in Canada, some parts of the Rocky Mountains, of course, in the northwest corner of the Rockies and some in the Cascades, and then in British Columbia and so forth. So let's take a little bit of a stroll and take a look. Whoops, let's go back to snow depth. There we go. So you can see here Africa and, of course, Europe. They've had snow recently. This was kind of lacking it. Looking at Asia, some pretty good snow depths now across parts of Asia has definitely filled in. Taking a look at the Pacific coast here, Alaska's got some decent snowfall, and so forth. Looking at the lower 48 United States, parts of southern Canada, you can see that we have most of the snow associated with the Great Lakes. This is a trough of lower pressure, considerable amount of cloud cover, but a weak ridge of higher pressure is starting to build in. This is mainly what's going to affect our neck of the woods, and eventually this ridge is going to push in here from the Central Plains and Rockies. Looking at zooming in on temperatures, you can see temperatures have made it down into the teens now across a wide area of north central Vermont, the Northeast Kingdom. Temperatures remain in the 20s. I'm thinking these temperatures are going to make a little bit of a rise, but not much. So we're seeing some pretty cold weather prevail, already moving in on northwest winds. Looking at the 6-hour panels now, we can see the departing area of low pressure with its tighter pressure gradient. These are the winds that blew across mainly southern areas of the Green Mountains. That's long out of here. A couple leftover flurries up to 18Z. That was 1 o'clock. And then 6 hours later, they were out of here. So this is the weather we're looking at tonight. Really very dry, just cold, bone cold. And as a matter of fact, with Arctic air working on in. High pressure kind of elongated up and down the eastern seaboard. That's going to provide us with a ton of sunshine. This is valid on Friday. Friday, those temperatures rebound and come up after a very, very cold Thursday, where daytime highs will only range from the mid-single digits to probably the mid-teens in parts of southern Vermont. So very cold conditions. But Friday, those temperatures come up in the 20s. That should feel pretty good. Tons of sunshine. Then we get into some cloud cover, and you can see a weather system with a kind of a warm frontal extension. This is valid during the morning on Saturday. No precipitation indicated, but the last of the 3 days here, Saturday will be the best, simply because you have temperatures basically in that sort of upper 30s to mid-40s realm. A little bit of a southerly wind you might notice as well. That looks like that develops on Friday night. And then we have some precipitation we're going to have to deal with, and this is some mixed bouts of precipitation with kind of a weak frontal band. This kind of goes to the south of us, gets a little bit colder, gets a little snowy. That's where the wet snow comes in. Most of this action is going to be basically Sunday night, and then by the time we get into Monday, it's going to start to pull away with a leftover a little bit of snow shower activity. Trough of lower pressure looks like some flurries off and on into the day on Tuesday. And then beyond, another area of higher pressure, and of course another shot of cold Arctic air. And we'll take you through Thursday. Thursday midday. GFS Ensemble, centered on Burlington. Shows really not a whole lot going on, just some leftover flurries. That's what this blue line is here. And we have 3 days of pretty solid weather, and then that increase into Saturday night and mostly on Sunday. And you can see it's fraught with mixed types of precipitation. Notice not as much freezing rain, so basically snow and a little bit of rain. 7-day QPF from the Weather Prediction Center. They're tagging on looks like about a ½ inch, the green line here, with the blue line being 1 inch, and 1/4 inch and 1/100 of an inch. So very dry across the plains, and it looks like the West Coast is getting some much needed rainfall. It'd be nice if we could put that down into Southern California, some of the deserts. They could really use that where it's been exceedingly dry. GFS Ensemble centered on Burlington, looking at temperature right now. This is our surface temperatures. That's 0 degrees, 30, and then the blue line 32. So we go above freezing on the 27th, 28th, and that's the warming trend over the weekend, and then another sharp cold front with a temperature fall. Although it's similar to what we're seeing basically on this 3-day of dry weather, with Thursday being the coldest. Okay, looking at the 5-day maximum temperatures, you can see just running about 3 degrees above normal. That's because we got warmth, we got cold. It's kind of all mixed up here. So 3 days later, not a lot of change. Leave you on this note, this is the Mad River moving through, I believe, Warren in the Mad River Valley. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.